Greetings, Royal Queens and Kings. It's your host, Queen Tulsa, and welcome back to the Queen Tulsa Show. Beyonce and Jay-Z denied alone. Kanye West hit with a lawsuit. There's a shocker. Prepare for a mind-blowing revelation as our renowned psychic dives deep into the dramatic saga of Jay-Z in the aftermath of P. Diddy. In this eye-opening video, watch as Psychic Insights unravel the shocking downfall of Jay-Z and how P. Diddy's actions play a pivotal role in the unfolding chaos. But that's not all. Discover how the top three friends of P. Diddy may also be facing unexpected turmoil. Join us to unlock the secrets of the stars, delve into the celebrity mysteries, and witness jaw-dropping predictions that could change everything. Subscribe for more enlightening content. Listen here, we want to definitely thank all of our royals for coming through. Now, before we just tear off into it, I want you all to remember Sloan Bella, the psychic that had come out and she had given a reading and she channeled Miss Kim Porter's energy. So we're going to be flip-flopping all over the place tonight. However, I did make a goal, and this is for our deep dive. If you all like our deep dives, please support the channel by sending a super sticker and helping us with our goals. I did want to say this. I noticed that you all like deep dives, so that's why we are here right now. So go ahead and plug in your earphones. If you're at work, listen here, we got you covered. If you're at home and you can't sleep, listen here, go get you some water, warm it up, add you some lemon in it, add you a little bit of honey. Okay, let's get into it.
This is the energy around the circumstances. Now, I will tell you right off the bat, immediately, I pick up the year 2036. Now that's, what is that, 12 years from now? So 2036 is a key playing time for the ending of this person's reign of power, systematically following through until that time frame, but completely eradicated at that time. So the energy of this person's empire is slowly collapsing. Now, when you look at a person's empire or what they produce or what they create, that extends to family members and everybody down the line, okay? So systematically, which is really interesting because what I get is this particular person who has acquired, probably was the first hip hop billionaire in 2019, so they say, has acquired so much wealth and power over the masses, along with his very famous wife. And when you look at it, they're very famous children, because of course, when the parents are celebrities, the children come into play in the public eye. But this particular person is winding down energetically. And I see a complete brick wall shut right in front of this person. So no matter how they try to get around what is coming for them, by the year 2036, we are done. So 2030, 2036. So as soon as we hit the agenda of 2030, 6 years later, we are done. So this particular powerful person no longer has reign over what is going on in the public eye, okay, or in the music industry. There is a complete takedown of this energy right now. And I go through so many people around him. It's not just him. He's the one that took the bait and took the power. But remember, when you take the power, they're always coming for your power. We see that everywhere we go. We see that in any business, little restaurants, all the way up to huge corporations, to huge public celebrities. So who am I talking about? I'm talking about Jay-Z, if you didn't figure it out, with his very famous wife. And there was a lot of stuff online that had him as a Pisces rising. You know me, I'm not going to buy that when you're that articulate. He's pretty articulate and pretty focused. Perhaps that's not going to be Pisces rising. I found other sources, more other sources that put him at a Virgo rising, which makes perfect sense to me, given that he married a Virgo and that Virgo plays an integral role in his power. So I'm talking about Jay-Z, who was born on December 4th of 1969. He is an Earth rooster. Now it's interesting because roosters are the bossies of the zodiac, Chinese astrology. They are the directors, the dictators. So they're going to tell you how it's done, which really, when you're in a position of power career-wise, this would be something that would be a benefit to your personality. So he is an Earth rooster, controlled and possessed by earthbound things. Okay, so the things that we manifest on Earth, you know, the money, the power, the fame that we're taught here. We're born into families and we just grow up and we're told, you know, you want to aspire to be this guy because he's a billionaire. And they all have fake stories. Now, I want to point that out. Fake stories about the nonsense on how they started and how they got to where they are. That's not entirely true. So I never want anybody to believe these stories of rags to riches bullshit, because it's bullshit. Anyway, energetically speaking, Jay-Z is a Libra moon, Sun in Sagittarius, and Virgo rising. Now, what I found so interesting is he has Pluto on the ascendant. It's not a tight conjunction, but it is within orb of a conjunction. Okay, so orb degree of a conjunction. So when we have Pluto close to the ascendant, number one, that acts, regardless of the sign it's in, okay, it acts like a Scorpio rising. So we are never going to know the truth about this person, because Pluto on the ascendant is like, I either invite you in or I shut the door. Okay, the door is being shut on him right now, by the way. Anyway, he is a Virgo rising, Pluto in Virgo on the ascendant. Now, Pluto is out of sign conjunction to the moon in Libra. Beyoncé has a Libra rising, according to online, and she is a Virgo. So this is a smart man. This is smart and it's articulate. It's in Sagittarius. Now, because he's born on December 4th and has a Saturn retrograde in Taurus in the 8th house. So Saturn retrograde instantly, automatically removes the father's influence from your life. Now, what do I mean by that? It can mean you have a working father who does not have time to come home and spend time with the kids. It can mean that your father's locked up in jail. It can mean that your father has no interest in being a father and or karmically wasn't told he was the father of you. So it can bring about so much in a person's chart. But the person who owns the Saturn retrograde, meaning the person with Saturn retrograde in their chart, it basically opens them up to the idea that they walk alone without the support of the father figure, whomever it is. It doesn't mean other people don't step in, all of that, but the father of origin, the birth father, is absent, and subsequent fathers after are absent. The 4th of the month, every month, all the way from January all the way through to Pisces, like beginning of the year to the end of the year, which is December, actually not Pisces, from Aries to Pisces. I was doing from the 1st of the year. Anyway, Aries is actually the 1st of the year. We know this, but they screw with us with the calendar. Anyway, from Aries to Pisces, anybody born on the 4th of the month is absent a father figure, and as a result of, makes their own creative expression, if they are male, as what they are supposed to be. So they pattern themselves over somebody else's energy, paternally or father figure wise. Saturn retrograde adds to that. So we have a 4 and we have a Saturn retrograde. Then when we have Saturn in Taurus, oh my God. Okay, so Saturn is ruled by Capricorn naturally, or rules Capricorn, which is an earth sign, rules the 10th house. When you have Saturn in another earth sign, and especially Taurus, which they say rules Venus, but I actually believe rules the earth. So what we do here on earth. So when you have Saturn in Taurus, okay, in the 8th house, this is earthly pleasures. Earthly pleasures, Saturn in the 8th is often a significant factor, and it's retrograde, in the abuse of a child. Okay, so Saturn in the 8th. They are privy to things that they shouldn't be, sexually, financially, sex, drugs, and rock and roll, okay, that they should not be privy to early on in life. And with Saturn in Taurus and then Venus in Scorpio with Neptune, this would be something that was presented to him probably around the age of 6, looking at his chart, if this is the chart that is actually his. It's so hard to know because they just, whatever. So that's just a basic outline of the chart. Now, when you look at Beyonce's chart, I have it written down somewhere there. When you look at Beyonce's chart, Beyonce has a Scorpio moon. That Scorpio moon sits right in between his Neptune and his Venus. So on an emotional level, she's willing to play into the delusion that he presents to her. I see them with suitcases, and I literally see them leaving. So their residence will no longer be in the United States. This is what I'm seeing. And this happens by 2027, if not sooner, 2025 through 2027.
Okay, so there was a prediction that Beyonce and Jay-Z will be out of the United States by 2025 or 2027. Okay, so we'll see. But this is my thing. Tasha K reported that Jay-Z and Beyonce had applied for a loan or something and they were denied. And Nicki Minaj, as we all know, honey, she has been speaking. I'm not discrediting anybody. I'm just out here listening. I'm not taking nobody's side at this point because it's a lot. Let's just say that. Let me see. I wanted to bring up this article. Okay. So since we are talking about individuals moving around and things like that, let's go ahead and give Ellen some coverage. Ellen has since moved out of the USA, and honey, it looks like she's over there with what's his name? Russell Simmons. Seems like she's over there with Russell Simmons the way that the layout is, and I could be wrong. All right, let's go ahead and bring Miss Ellen up. All right, so let's get into it. Inside Ellen DeGeneres and Portia de Rossi's uh, award-winning minimalist home in the Cotswolds. Traditional Cotswolds cottage, it is not. Ellen DeGeneres and Portia de Rossi's spectacular courtyard house has transatlantic appeal. All right, let's get into it. All right, give me 1 second. Not really sure what's going on. Okay, we're going to move past that because it's taking a long time to load. It says, with its clean edged concrete lines, acres of glass, and industrial luxe interiors, it is about as far from a traditional chocolate box called Cotswolds farmhouse as it is possible to imagine. Yet, this is the country house that chat show host Ellen DeGeneres and her wife, the actress Portia de Rossi, chose for their very modern interpretation of the good life. The couple are understood to have relocated to the Cotswolds in 2023, and their full time move from the US to the UK was revealed last year when they put their home in Montecito, California, up for sale after deciding they could not remain in Donald Trump's America. All right, y'all, let's take a look.
They're coming inside? Yeah, they're inside. Um, Bernie, Bernie, you can't be in here. That's a good girl. There you go. Oh my God.
All right, so that was Ellen DeGeneres, honey. She is out there. She is feeling it. They have moved out of the U.S. That was her and her wife, and it seems like they've actually got some animals over there. Okay, so they done moved on up out of here and have become farmers. Looks like I don't know, when are they coming back? Would they come back is the question. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look right on down. Although they have released the odd, candid selfie of themselves at the house, this is the first time its true skill can be appreciated. The single story house was built for a developer specializing in restoring industrial buildings and was described by its architects as an attempt to redefine rural modern living. It replaces a ramshackle old farmyard sold in 2018 for less than $2 million. It is not known how much the TV star paid for the house. Reports range from anywhere from 15 million to 20 million. Oh, oh wow. So this was like a fixer upper. Okay. The circa 11,000 square foot courtyard house is built around a central Japanese inspired gravel garden. The property is clad in local ironstone and features a double height living room with floor to ceiling windows framing idyllic courtside views and furnished with little more than a stone coffee table and leather sofas. The ultra neutral kitchen has concrete walls and polished concrete floors, exposed beams, and a mid century inspired table which would comfortably seat 10. Okay. Yeah, very elegant, very clean. Its five bedrooms also comes with huge picture windows, and one features a freestanding timber bathtub placed at the front of the bed. Luckily, the house is set in 100 acres of grounds to ensure privacy and also provides plenty of space for the couple to keep the small flock of sheep and chickens they have acquired in considerable luxury. Okay. So yeah, that was I don't know, that was yeah. Oh my God, 100 acres. That's living. Okay. That's living, but the only thing that I would be worried about is like the maintenance of the yard and stuff like that. But I guess, you would just hire a lawn crew, right? All right, so we're gonna go ahead and head on up out of here, but just know that Ellen is not in the United States anymore. Honey, she bounced up out of here. Ellen bounced, okay? She said, adios USA. Let's go ahead and get into this. All right, what was our next story? Let me go ahead and pull this one up. All right, so there was, Jay-Z and Beyonce, they're like in the news, right? And y'all already know, like I miss Auntie, y'all already know what I'm talking about, okay? Y'all already know. Who do y'all think I'm talking about? All right, so while you guys guess, let me go ahead and bring up some content right quick. Give me a second. Let's go ahead and take a listen. All right, let's go. Production, hit it.
You know, I had to take it back to season 3 of The Wendy Show. Here's the thing. I didn't want to miss a beat in the story, so I have my own notes too. Okay, let's talk about it. All right, so the biggest story around the world seems to be Jay-Z being attacked in the elevator by Beyonce's sister Solange. It's leading on all the newscasts. Of course, it's a hot topic here, but it's amazing how the world has let go of everything else important and is talking about this. She is kicking his behind. And the security guard's trying to hold her back. Beyonce's next to Jay-Z in the corner. And I know you've seen this footage before, and you know that Beyonce waited a long time before she stepped in between them. Yes, she almost kicked him in his area, but he caught it. This was at, as you might know by now, the after.
All right, so y'all, listen. We don't make the news, we're just covering it, right? So this isn't the first time that Miss Wendy Williams had reported on the Carters. Okay, she's reported on the Carters. She said the Carters are stunt queens. And I mean, like I said, y'all just do y'all research, but let's go ahead and take a listen to see what Miss Wendy Williams has to say because, you know, the shock jock. She's, listen, she paved the way for some of us, if not all of us. How you doing? Let's go.
Party to the Met Gala. It was at a place here in Manhattan called the Standard Hotel. The hotel is upset because the footage even got out because this is supposed to be a place that caters to celebrities. But who falls for that? You know, of course, this footage probably made somebody rich. The only thing that would make somebody richer is the person who's got the audio. Okay, so now, you know, I will just say that people have been speculating and saying, well, why didn't Beyonce get in the middle? In my mind, Beyonce didn't get in the middle because Solange was probably attacking him over something that he knows he was dead wrong about, and therefore sister didn't get in the middle. And a lot of people are also saying, well, Jay-Z really held his head because, you know, real men don't hit girls, except there's some footage online of Jay-Z hitting a female fan back in the day.
All right, so let's go ahead and let's refer to that video right now because Miss Wendy Williams told us a long time ago. Give me 1 second as I navigate and pull this up. All right, give me 1 second. All right, we are actually going to pull this up, and actually we won't use any audio because we just want you guys to kind of see what we are talking about. So I'm going to just take this back a little bit, and Miss Wendy Williams is going to tell us something. Let's go.
So saying, well, Jay-Z really held his head because, you know, real men don't hit girls, except there's some footage online of Jay-Z hitting a female fan back in the day.
Okay, so let's go ahead and bring up that footage. Okay, let's go ahead and bring up the footage. All right, and now what I'm got to show you all is actually Jay-Z doing exactly what Miss Wendy Williams said that he was doing. Now you see him? That's a female. She has a ponytail in her head. Uh-huh. In slow-mo. That's a lady. So yeah, I guess they're saying like, you know, they're saying that he's portraying to be like a ladies' man and things like that. And I think like the people that were working around him, of course, they would say something nice about him because they still wanted to be employed. But let's go ahead and get on into Miss Wendy Williams and what else she had to say. Or actually, was that it? No, I think that was it. Okay, so let me get out of here. Give me 1 second, you all. We're going to move on to our next story, our next piece of content. So I believe this is it. Okay, so shout out to Tasha K. Tasha K has reported that Azalea Banks and Solange are head and head. You know, who's the biggest witch? Who's got the magic spell book? You know, who's got the biggest spell? So let's take a listen. This is Tasha K's. I'm live And it says Solange Knowles versus Azalea Banks. So y'all get into this. I want y'all to hear it. I want y'all to tell me what y'all think. Oh, okay, here we go.
And what they call it, the Nigerian religion or Orisha, I don't know. Don't get me to lie, okay? Don't get me to lie. But I know plenty of Nigerians, and I ain't never seen them do no shit like this. I swear to God, I only see this amongst Black Americans. I promise you. I wish I had the chat up because I want to know. I have so many Nigerian friends. They do not talk about. They do. If they do have altars, you don't see their altars. I go in their house, it smell like jollof rice and smoked fish. You know what I'm saying? They got TVs on soccer and the news all day, the international news. But I never see them with these altars. I only see this paraded amongst Black Americans. Okay, we're gonna have to talk about that. So we've been said that Tina Knowles and her mama and Beyonce, them, they witches. They witches. Okay. This ain't no allegedly. They witches. Solange just came out and posted a picture of her altar. It looked like a... Now, y'all saying that this is the Nigerian religion. I promise you, I ain't seen Nigeria put no doll up with no star on their head, holding a... What is it that they holding? My Nigerian friends that's watching this right now, do you have an altar like this in your house? What are they saying? I need to know. So Solange posted this, and the comments were so bad, she cut them off. She cut them off. I said, how you gonna post something and then... hold on for a second, y'all. Give me... It's my child. Pause.
Okay, so long story short, Solange had went viral. Solange went viral because she had posted a photo of what appeared to be an altar online. And the people were definitely going at it. I know Azalea Banks. Y'all know Azalea Banks. She's been on live. She's been cooking cats, and it was just a lot. It was a lot. Y'all get on over to Tasha Case and check that video out. Yeah, it was a lot. I was blown away. I'm like, oh my goodness. But then we got Kanye West as well. So Kanye West, he is, let me put this that link in there. Okay. So Kanye West, he's actually up for grabs, and not in the way that y'all think that that's appropriate. Yeah. Kanye West is being sued, child, okay? And this is by his ex-assistant. Now, Sloan Bella said that Diddy was going to be going down and 3 of his friends was going to be going down. Well, we saw that Kanye West was one of his good friends because he decided to show up to court while this man was on trial. While this man was on trial. So let me go ahead and pull this back. So we got Kanye over here. Kanye, put your hands up. Put your hands up. Put your hands up. Okay. Let's see. So this article says Kanye West ex-assistant adds sexual battery and trafficking to claims in lawsuit. OnlyFans model Lauren Piscotty had previously sued the rapper for whom she worked from 2021 to 2024. Wow. Okay, so listen, y'all. I want y'all to clock this team. Get into these dates, 2021 to 2024. Didn't Jane Doe or one of the ladies, I believe it was Jane Doe, she was at a party with a celebrity. I don't know. But let's get into it. Okay, so the article goes on to say, Kanye West is now facing sexual battery and sex trafficking allegations from his former assistant, who has attached an addendum, addendum to a previously filed lawsuit, alleging she was rugged and sexually assaulted during a studio session co-hosted by Shonda Combs. Y'all, look, that's exact. Hold on. This. Okay. Let me go ahead and put this in my email. Let me go ahead and email myself to this because I just said this. I just said, look at the dates because Jane Doe was, she was still receiving help from him, and she allegedly, well, the people think that Jane Doe was associated or at least hooked up with Kanye West or was at a party, allegedly. I don't know this to be true or not, but speculation. Okay, let me get this link right here so I can email it to myself. That way I could always reference this back. All right, y'all, give me 1 second. Let me just put this in here. And so, okay. So I got that up in there. Okay, so now I can put that there so I can reference. Okay. So I've got my reference. All right, good, good, good. All right, let's go ahead and listen. Lauren Piscato worked for the rapper and producer from 2021 until her employment was terminated in 2024, first as an A&R representative and then as Ye's personal assistant during the recording of the Grammy winners hold on. It says during the recording of the Grammy winners Donda album sessions, Piscata alleges that West orally raped her without her consent and had coerced her into sexual compliance with the false premises of career advancement, according to the second addendum to a lawsuit filed in June 2024. The initial suit accused West of sexual harassment, breaching of contract, and wrongful termination. She also filed suit against West and some of his own companies for fraud, unpaid wages, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. While Combs was present at the session when the incident allegedly occurred, he is not a named party in the lawsuit filed by Piscata. But see, even seeing that this is his friend or he was in the vicinity, people are going to automatically think this lawsuit, right? Everybody knows that this lawsuit is big. So I see where she went with this. On one occasion, Ye attempted to vaginally penetrate Miss Piscata with his fingers. On another occasion, he orally raped her without her consent. Both assaults occurred during the course of Miss Piscata's employment. The complaint states, adding that he has subjected her to obscene comments about her body, demanded she wear tight-fitting clothing, and groped her on a regular basis. It also says he forced her to watch him perform sexual acts with other women, sent her sexual explicit pictures, and demanded she do all the same, and repeatedly demanded that she join his sexual encounters. The demands were refused by Piscata, the complaint states. Now listen here. Now, I know people are saying, well, oh, she just want a payday, this, that, and the third. Now, if this lady has these text messages allegedly that's got these requests and things like that, then hey, it's not going to look good for him. If she's rejecting these things, I'm not really sure how this is going to go. So his Piscata, an OnlyFans model, also alleges that West offered someone the opportunity to have sex with her in exchange for allowing him to have sex with their significant other. The alleged sex trafficking occurred, the suit says, because the rapper recruited and enticed Piscata by making fraudulent promises of career advancement in exchange for her submission to his alleged sexual overtures. The suit states that not complying with West's wishes would be met with serious consequences, such as public humiliation, online harassment, termination, retaliation, and violence. Now, the attorneys for West released a statement at the time the original suit was filed in 2024, claimed that the rap and fashion mogul would be taking legal action against Prescott. During her employment, Prescott offered West sex on his birthday, to which he declined, sent West unsolicited nude images, sexual narratives, and was seen twerking in the office during business hours. The June 24th The June 2024 statement from West's rep. One occasion, Piscata boasted how the best moment of her life was when she was being ejaculated on by a soccer player while simultaneously texting her boss. It is well documented how Ms. Piscata consistently used sexual coercion in an attempt to demand not only money but material items, namely Hermes, Birkin bags, a Lamborghini, an endless quest for plastic surgery. Oh, West team has not yet responded to the most recent claims. Piscata's Second Amendment complaint. The Hollywood Reporter reached out to the representative for West on Thursday and will update the story with any comment provided. You know what? That is a lot right there. Like, girl, how are you twerking up in the office during business hours? You cannot do that. Listen here, I want to thank you all so much for coming out and listening, watching, and sounding off in those comments. Don't forget to like this video, and we'll see you on the next broadcast. Until next time, so long.